Because why? Most of breast cancer occurs, like we just talked about, in the glandular layer, right?
Mm-hmm.
In the parenchymal layer, the mammary zone. Okay, so that's why breast cancer in men is uncommon, because usually we don't have the ductal elements required in the breast. All right. Any question? Okay. All right. So here's my male and female breast composition right here, guys, and you can really see the only difference is the glandular layer in the female breast in comparison to the male breast. Okay. And here's a normal male breast right here, guys, normal male breast. And here's a guy suffering gynecomastia, and you can see that he has hypertrophy or enlarged glandular mammary zone right here. See that right there? So it's not actual just breast fat, it's actually the mammary glands have enlarged. Question, Anna?
No, I just thought it was fat.
Yeah, I did too. So,
What causes it?
what's that?
What causes the
Puberty and
Oh,
just
you just-
it just can occur later in life, like you said, weed can cause it. Smoking weed can cause it. And I'm sure it's just a sporadic deal. It's not like everybody that smokes weed is gonna get this anomaly, but you know, it can just happen. I'm sure it can happen spontaneously depending on your hormonal changes as well. Okay, so guys, that's the male breast. Okay. So let's talk about the muscles now. The muscles that surround the breast. Okay. So we have three muscles posterior that surround the breast, and the posterior muscles actually separate the breast from the chest wall. Okay. We already talked about two of them. The pectoralis major muscle is gonna be posterior to the superior 2/3 of the breast. I actually have to change this one, guys. I meant to change this because the pectoralis minor muscle is actually posterior to or beneath the pectoralis major muscle. I'm sorry for that lays on me, but okay. So the posterior muscles to the breast are going to be the pectoralis major and pectoralis minor muscles. Okay. Laterally, you're going to have the serratus anterior under the lateral breast. You see it right there, guys? Under the lateral part of the breast. And then you have the external oblique, which be the lower outer breast. It's not represented in this picture, but I want you to know where it is. Okay. And medially, you have the rectus abdominis muscle. Right here, guys. That's your actual abs right there. That's the top part of your abs right there, your rectus abdominis. That's going to be the lower inner breast. You get that? So again, posteriorly, two muscles, pectoralis major and minor. Okay, they separate the chest wall from the breast. All right. So immediately posterior to the pectoralis minor muscle and major muscle, you have the ribs. All right. Laterally, you have the serratus anterior under the lateral breast, like I said, right there. And you have the external oblique, the lower outer breast, which is probably this muscle right here, up in this area. Okay. And then medially, again, you have the rectus abdominis muscle. And remember that muscle, like I said, as your those are where your abs are. Those are the muscles for your abs. You like me, you haven't seen them in a while, but they're there. Okay. So those are the muscles, guys. Now let's talk about the blood supply in the lymphatic system and the nerves. Okay? And the nerves. So, blood supply, guys, I'm trying to make it simple as possible. So we have the arterial supply right here. Arterial supply is the main primary arterial supply that's supply the breast with blood is going to be the internal thoracic or internal mammary artery. Okay? That's going to be the main vessel that supplies blood to the breast right here. You guys, you see it right there? The internal thoracic or internal mammary artery right there. Look like coming off the subclavian. You guys see it? Mm-hmm. Coming off the subclavian artery. Boom. Okay? You also have the lateral thoracic artery right here, another branch off the subclavian artery. The lateral thoracic artery, I don't know why that's labeled thoracochromial artery. Maybe that is. The lateral thoracic artery right there. And to a lesser extent, you have the thoracochromial artery. Thoracochromial artery. Isn't that the chromium right there? What is it? The piece that sticks out on the shoulder? Thoracochromial artery. I've been saying that wrong. Thoracochromial artery, to a lesser extent, supplies blood to the breast. So the major two are going to be the internal thoracic artery and the lateral thoracic artery. You have other arteries that supply the breast with blood as well, but these are the major ones. Okay? And according to your text, I don't want to keep adding because I did see some other ones. Okay? So the venous drainage, guys, because you know veins drain blood from organs to take it back to the heart, right? So they're going to be through the superficial and deep networks. Okay? When we talk about deep veins always accompany the arteries. Okay? That's a good way, an easy way for you to find veins. That's why when they're doing legs, you're able to see the femoral vein and artery because they always travel together. Okay? So that's what, whenever you have a major artery, you always have a deep vein accompanying it. So whenever you see those two vessels running together, okay, that's how you know that that's going to be considered a deep vein. Superficial veins, they don't have an accompanying artery. Okay, think about your arm. What's it called? The cephalic vein right here. I would say your Popeye muscle, your Popeye vein right there, the one that pops out when you see the rock. Has that big vein right there. That's just a vein by itself. It doesn't have an accompanying artery. Okay, only deep veins do. Superficial veins do not. Okay, write that down. Superficial veins do not have an accompanying artery. Deep veins do. Okay. Again, like I said, deep veins follow the arterial path for drainage. So just like there's an internal thoracic mammary artery, there's also going to be an internal thoracic vein, okay, draining that blood from the breast. All right. So, and the anastomosis of these vessels, where they all combine at, occurs beneath the areola. You can see all these veins coming to the space where the areola is. Okay. Boom. So, the lymphatic system, guys, of course, is going to be draining lymph from the body. The lymphatic system originates in the connective tissue near the latiferous ducts. Okay, so that's near the areola as well, correct? All right. They're going to feed from deep to superficial. Okay, from the deep lymphatic system to the superficial lymphatic system. All right. Majority of the lymph nodes drain from the axillary lymph nodes. Okay? Majority of the lymph nodes that drain the breast go to the axillary lymph nodes. Okay? Approximately 97% of that lymph flows to the axillary lymph nodes. Lesser drainage also occurs in other areas of where lymph nodes are, including the internal mammary nodes, also known as the parasternal nodes, the interpectoral nodes, known as Rotter nodes, and the supraclavicular nodes. Okay. But lymphatic drainage, 97% of it flows to the axillary lymph nodes. Okay. Remember I said you have a big cluster of lymph nodes in the axilla, you have a big cluster in the neck, you have another big cluster of lymph nodes in the groin. Right. And here's just some images of our cluster of lymph nodes. See right here, guys, in the axilla, you see we have all of these different axillary lymph nodes, brachial, subscapular, and pectoral. All of these are axillary lymph nodes right there. So that's the main source of drainage of lymph from the breast tissue itself. All right, and then you also have your Parasternal lymph nodes. What are those called, guys? Parasternal, internal mammary nodes, okay? And your interpectoral nodes, I don't think I have, oh, in here they are right here. Interpectoral nodes, also known as rotor nodes. Rotor nodes. So, parasternal, again, guys, it's important you know these alternate terms because you know I like them, right? So, parasternal, also known as internal mammary nodes, and rotor nodes, also known as interpectoral nodes, okay? Rotor nodes, interpectoral, parasternal, internal mammary. Okay? But 97% of breast drainage occurs in the axillary lymph nodes. It's going to flow to the axillary lymph nodes. We're talking about lymph. Okay? I'm trying to find some great pictures for you guys. I think I did a good job. Yeah. And this is just a chart right here, guys. Again, I'm not saying, I'm not going to go over this chart, but I'm not telling you not to read it. Make sure you read this chart right here. And it's talking, here it is, right here, talking about the interpectoral nodes right here, the rotor nodes, located between the pectoral and major and minor muscles by the pectoral branch of the thoracoacromial artery. Okay? And the nerves, guys, the breast nerves are derived from branches of the lateral and anterior cutaneous branches of the 2nd through 6th intercostal nerves. That's a lot. I'll just say take that to memory. I don't know how important they are, how many questions I'm going to ask you about the nerves, but here they are. Okay. The superficial branches join the cervical, brachial, and intercostal nerves. Intercostal means in between the ribs. Right. And those are breast nerves. Sonographic anatomy. All right, guys. What time is it right now? 7:57. Okay. 8:03. I'm gonna give you guys. 8:02. Give us 5 minutes. Get our blood back flowing again, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna start back on sonographic anatomy. Okay. We do have this test on Friday, guys, so don't worry about the time. I'm gonna get through this whole entire chapter about what's important concerning the pathology and the the other like upcoming technology concerning breast. All right. Okay. Am I hitting that light for us? All right. So 9:03, 9:02. I'm starting up whether you're here or not.
8:03.
8:02. All right. So guys, get up, move around if you want.